Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Siddheshwar Chopra and today we'll learn about wave function, its physical significance and operators. So let us get started. Wave function, its symbol is given as psi and we'll continue with its physical significance also. So what is a wave function? Basically, matter waves are not real or classical waves and hence cannot be represented by wave displacement, the normal way of representing y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx. Wave function psi, however, is used to describe the matter waves. It contains all the necessary information required for the probabilistic description of a quantum mechanical system. The wave function psi of a matter wave has no direct physical significance. However, the square of the absolute value of the wave function, which is mod of psi square, is known as the probability density and which holds a direct physical significance. This is also known as Born interpretation of the wave function. It must be noted that a wave function must satisfy few characteristics to yield physically meaningful results when used in calculations. Such a wave function is called a well-behaved wave function and are admissible as mathematical representations of real bodies. Now, what are the characteristics of a well-behaved wave function? These characteristics are, first one is a wave function in general is a mathematical function of space and time. That is, psi is a function of x, y, z, which are the position coordinates and time. It must be finite everywhere. Everywhere it must have some value, some probability associated actually of the particle. It is generally complex in nature. So by that we mean psi is equal to a plus ib such that psi into psi star is equal to mod of psi square, and mod of psi square represents the probability density and it is a real quantity. Now, next characteristic is psi must be continuous and single valued everywhere. So there is no possibility of having two probabilities at a single point of time basically. Then its first partial derivatives which are dou psi by dou x, dou psi by dou y, dou psi by dou z are also continuous, must also be continuous and single valued everywhere. Then this point is very, very important. It should be normalizable. We know that at the infinite points or at the ends, you know, x, y, z tending to plus minus infinity. At infinity, the wave function must cease to zero, must go down to zero, as we saw in the wave packet also. The starting and ending, these are basically zero positions. So zero amplitude here. The wave function must go down to zero at the boundaries. Or we should say that the normalization condition is integration over volume minus infinity to infinity mod of psi square should be equal to 1. This ensures 100% probability. The last one is it must satisfy the Schrodinger's equation. We'll be learning about Schrodinger equation in further classes. What is a wave function normalization? As we read in the previous slide, wave function has to satisfy this condition, which is integration from minus infinity to infinity mod of psi square dv equal to 1. So we have to ensure that the maximum probability is 1. That is why we have to ensure with the process of normalization that we have the maximum probability to be 100% or maximum value should be 1. So let us consider an unnormalized wave function, which is psi. In general, psi can be written as psi normalized equal to normalization constant, some constant normalization constant times psi unnormalized. Now using the condition of normalization, we have integration from minus infinity to plus infinity psi of normalized square dv is equal to 1. And we just substitute for psi normalized here, which is n times psi unnormalized mod of this whole square dv equal to 1. We can take out n square and we are left with this integration. And then we can find out what is normalization constant from this equation, which comes out to be n equal to 1 by root of 1 by integration minus infinity to plus infinity mod of psi unnormalized square dv. So basically, if any wave function is given to us, you can just simply follow the last step. And if your n comes out to be equal to 1, that means the wave function you are going to use is already normalized. So this is a simple procedure to check if the wave function is well behaving or not. Hence, once we find n, we can find the normalized wave function using the equation 1. Now, operators, eigenvalues, and eigenfunctions. For a physically meaningful wave function psi, this is the equation you must all be aware of. A psi is equal to A psi, small a psi, where A cap is any operator. Psi is called eigenfunction of operator A, and small a is the eigenvalue of operator A associated with eigenfunction psi. And this equation in general is called an eigenvalue or characteristic equation. For example, the eigenvalue equation for the momentum operator in 1D is minus IH cross dou psi by dou x equal to P psi. So P here we call it to be eigenvalue of the momentum, which is a real value, and psi is the eigenfunction. So this is just a brief introduction to these terminologies we'll be going to use shortly. Thank you for your patient listening.